Hello students, welcome to the topic diagrammatic and graphic presentation of data, and it is presented by Shantala Kulkarni, Department of Statistics, Gokti PU College of Commerce and Science, Belgavi. In previous class, we dealt with the different types of diagrams and of course graphs too. We saw in the last class what is frequency polygon, what is frequency curve, and what is histogram. In today's class, we will see the next type of graphs you have, that is known as ogives or cumulative frequency curves. So what does it say? The curves drawn for cumulative frequencies against the class limits are called cumulative frequency curves or ogives. You have two types of ogives. You have the less than ogive and more than ogive. See it's here. There are two types of ogives, less than ogive and more than ogive. So here in this whole part, what it is done is it's given the explanation, how you are taking the upper limits for the less than ogive, then you are taking the lower limits for the more than ogive, and here you have to calculate the cumulative frequencies, and from ogives you can also calculate the quartiles or the partition values. Partition values are nothing but it divides the data or the frequency distribution into 4 equal parts, and those quartiles are Q1, Q2 and Q3. And then for this, one thing you have to remember that you always need an exclusive class interval. If the width is different, it is absolutely fine. You don't need the midpoints as you need for frequency polygon and frequency curve. Here exclusively you have to calculate exclusive class interval only if you have inclusive class interval. And you locate the class intervals along the y-axis, and along the x-axis you write the cumulative frequencies. You take the suitable scale of your choice, and when you draw less than and more than ogive, the point of intersection when you draw perpendicular to the x-axis, that is how you calculate the median. You will understand best with the help of the diagram, or with the help of a graph or with the help of an example. So the first example here, draw less than and more than ogives to the following frequency distribution and hence locate the value of the median. So first and foremost, your task is to check whether it is an inclusive class interval or exclusive class interval. If it is an inclusive class interval, you have to apply the correction factor and make it exclusive. Let us check the class intervals: 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Yes, they are exclusive class interval and absolutely fine. Sometimes these frequency they give ready-madely as less than cumulative values or more than cumulative values. So you need to check that also. Here the frequencies are also normal: 3, 8, 14, 25, 15, 7 and 2. So what are the things you have to remember to calculate less than ogive and more than ogive? First and foremost, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, they are known as the upper limits, and it is written here. For less than, you require the upper limits and you require LCF, that is less than cumulative frequencies. And for more than, you require lower class limits, LL, it's here for more than cumulative frequency. Now let us see how this LCF and more MCF or more than cumulative frequency is calculated. So I have written all these values here. These are the upper limits. UL is upper limit, LL is lower limit, and all these lower limits are written here. So this part is clear. Now let us see how these values have come. Yes. So first, to calculate less than cumulative frequency, you are going to write the first value as it is, 3. And to this 3, you will be adding 8. You get 11. To 11, you add 14, you get 25. To 25 plus 25, you get 50. 50 plus 15, you get 65. 65 plus 7, you get 72. 72 plus 2, you get 74. So please see how less than cumulative frequency is being calculated. Now let us see how more than cumulative frequency is calculated. So first we are going to write this 74 as it is here. So 74 minus 3 you get 71. 71 minus 8 you get 63. 63 minus 14 you get 49. 49 minus 25 you get 24. 24 minus 15 you get 9, and 9 minus 7 you get 2. These two last values are same. You are subtracting the frequency from here. From this particular highest value you are subtracting and you get the values. So don't get confused. So I am sure you have understood how to calculate less than cumulative frequency and more than cumulative frequency. And to plot ogive, for less than you need the upper limits LCF, and for more than you need the lower limits and MCF, that is more than. Now let us see how do we plot that. Here it is. Yeah. We have taken the x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units, y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. You have the freedom to choose the scale of your choice. The cumulative frequencies are marked here. The class intervals are marked here, that 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Then here 10, 20, the maximum values are marked. Now for every cumulative value, see here. For every cumulative values, now this is the upper limit here, the upper limits are here. For the first one, 20, the value here is 3. It's here, 3. It's marked here. For next one, for 30, it is 11. For 40, it is 25. So we go on marking all these values, and with a free hand we draw this. This is known as less than ogive. This is less than. Similarly, for this particular values, the lower limit is here 10. For 10, you are marking the value 74. 74 is here. So yeah, this is the first one. You mark it. Next comes for 20, it is 71. It's approximately here. Then for 30, it is 63. For 40, it is 49. So you go on marking all these values. Okay. And you draw the curve like this. Okay. This is the point of intersection here. The point of intersection is here. This point of intersection, when you take a scale and drop it down perpendicular to the x-axis, this gives you the median value. This is your median. So this is how you find from less than and more than ogive the value of median. You can also find with only less than. In the next example, we will see how to find the quartiles. I hope you have understood. So this is how you solve an example on ogive, or how to locate the value of median. We will see another example. Okay. From the following data, draw less than ogive and locate the values of Q1 and Q3 graphically. As I told you, Q1 and Q3 are nothing but the partition values. Means when the data is divided into quartiles, you need 3 points. So suppose this is your data and we are dividing into 3 things. 1 part, 2 part, 3 and 4 parts. This is Q1 and this is Q2 and this is Q3. Q2 is nothing but your median only. It is your median. This is the median. So we will see. Later you will be studying in detail what is the partition value. Right now just to remember that quartiles is nothing but it will divide the distribution into 4 equal parts. So we will see what information is given here. The question says that marks less than 10, less than 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Here let us check number of students. Is it the ready-made LCF or only F is given? 5, 13, 24, 39, 52, 60. Yes, it is in an ascending order. So ready-made LCF also is given to you. You only have to take the points, take the values and plot the graph. That's all. So here what is the scale is taken? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. This is the CF, less than cumulative frequency, and these are the class intervals. Now they have asked us to find Q1 and they have asked us to find Q3. Formula for Q1 is nothing but n upon 4, and for this it is 3n upon 4. So first you have to calculate this n upon 4. What is n? What is total frequency here? Total frequency is calculated is 60. This is the total n here. This is the total n. This is your total n is equal to 60. So q1 is equal to n upon 4. 60 upon 4 is nothing but 15. Remember this value. This value you will be marking it here. See, they have shown the marking here. 15 you mark. Okay. Then 3 upon n upon 4, that is q3. So 3 into 60 divided by 4. That is nothing but 45 here. This value 45. So this is q3. Now the next step is to draw the ogive. You are going to draw the ogive. What are the values here? For the 5 upper limit 10. For 10 here the value is 5. This is one mark. Next mark is here. Next is here. Next is here. Next is here and here. All these values, they all come here, and these class values, class limits, they come along the x-axis. Then you mark this ogive. Now this 15 value what you have calculated, you take a scale, draw parallel to this and drop it down. This is the value of q1 here. This is the value of q1. Similarly 45 you do the marking here. Draw the scale where it touches, drop it down, and this is q3, that is 45. How much is this? 22, whatever the value is, correctly graphically you will get the value. So this is how you find the partition values. Now see, it's given here in detail. To locate q1 value, n upon 4 is a formula used. It's taken 15 here. See, it's written 15. Similarly, whatever I have explained orally, it is given in written. And then how you do the marking, it's all explained here. So the value of q3 is 44 and the value of q1 is 22. This is how you find out. And here in this particular example, everything is given ready-made to you all. We will see the next example. Draw less than and more than ogives to the following frequency distribution. Now in this particular example, you please check the class intervals. It is inclusive. So for graphs, inclusive class interval is not suitable. You are going to convert it into exclusive. That becomes 19.5 to 24.5, 24.5 to 29 points, so on till these values, that is 49.5 is the class limits. Next comes to check the frequency. Is it the normal frequency or it is already ready-made given in less than cumulative or more than? If so, then you have to find the frequencies and then do it. In this example also everything is given all fine. So for this frequencies you calculate less than. So first value write 17 as it is. 17 plus 25 you get 42. 42 plus 40 you get 80, 82 plus 23 you get 105, 105 plus 12 you get 117, 117 plus 8 you get 125. Now the last value you are going to write here. Last value 125 you will be writing here, and this from 125 you are minusing 17. 125 minus 17 you are getting 108, 108 minus 25 you are getting 83. 83 minus 40 you are getting 43, 43 minus 23 you are getting 20, 20 minus 12 you are getting 8. So this is how you calculate, and then taking the upper limits and lower limits, you plot this graph. You make a separate column of writing like the first example, upper limits less than cumulative frequencies, lower limits more than cumulative frequencies. Write all these values, then plot this ogive. Yes, this is how you do it. So this is how you find ogives. Children, you have to practice it. I am only explaining orally to you all, but you will be perfect once you solve the example on your own. Now next important thing is we are using the false baseline. What is this false baseline? False baseline is actually, see, when you are taking, this is a graph, this is the scale, you always start with 0. It is always the origin is 0. So sometimes the scale is such that you take 50 and then you have to take it the next one as 60 and as 70. So this is a jump of 50 and here the width is 10. So that time we are using the false baseline, and it is already, it's understood most of the time. We are going to use the false baseline. Maybe even for the y-axis or even for the x-axis we have to do sometimes for the convenience. So as a note, we are always using a kink or a false baseline. Clear? So this is about the notes on false baseline. It's for your understanding purpose only. Next, we will see what are the demerits or limitations of graphical presentation of the data. They are very important. Graphs and diagrams are only visual aids and they cannot be considered as an alternative to numerical data. Yes, you are only getting a picture of the data, but to get the accurate result, you want the numerical data for the calculation purpose. Second point, graphs and diagrams are not accurate and give only a rough idea of the data. Then they cannot be used for further statistical analysis, that is the third point. And fourth one, they are misleading and can create wrong impression about the data. They are simple sentences understood by all, the third and the fourth. So these are the merits of graphical presentation of the data. We will see what is the comparison of tabular data with diagrams and graphs. What are the points you have to consider or remember? Data may be presented in the form of tables as well as diagrams and graphs. The following comparisons can be made. First, table contains precise and accurate information, whereas diagrams give only an approximate data. Very true. Second, more information can be presented in one table than either in one graph or diagram. True, that is also true. See, in one diagram you are going to represent only one information or one group of data. But in table what happens, you can cluster, you can group and you can give more information. Third point, table requires close reading and are difficult to interpret than graphs and diagrams. Yeah. Unless and until you go through, you cannot understand. But when you just see graphs or diagrams, you can come to know which is more, which is less. You can immediately come to know the higher and lower values. Fourth one, for common man, graphs and diagrams look attractive and are more appealing than tables. Fifth point, charts and graphs provide easy way for showing trends and making comparison than the figures in the table. And the sixth one, graphs and diagrams can be easily misinterpreted than tables. True, yes, all these points, you have to remember these points. They can be a question of 1 or 2 marks. They may just ask you the comparison. Now next let us see comparison of diagrams and graphs. What is the main concern for diagrams and graphs? Diagrams give only an approximate idea, whereas graph give more accurate information. Yeah, when you're doing the graph on the graph sheet, it is giving you more accurate value than the diagram. Diagram is more vague. Second is, diagrams are drawn on plain paper, whereas graphs need graph sheet. True. Third, diagrams can be easily understood than graphs. Time series and frequency distribution can be represented by graphs but not by diagrams. Diagrams are more suitable for publicity and advertisement, whereas graphs are suitable for statistical analysis. So this is the comparison between diagrams and graphs. So here also they may ask you 1 or 2 mark question. And from examination point of view, yes, you will be having one diagram and one graph. I'm sorry. You may have a question on histogram, you may have a question on ogive, or you may have both ogives together, frequency curve or frequency polygon. Among all the graphs, one question will be asked, and among all the diagrams, one question will be asked to you all, and that question carries 5 marks. And apart from that, you have 1 mark and 2 mark. That is what you have to remember from this diagrammatic and graphic presentation of the data. And of course, little definitions, whatever if the definitions, the functions, the limitations, what are the objectives, all that you have to go through. So students, with this we finish the diagrammatic and graphic presentation of the data. And if you have any doubt, please, or any queries, you can ask and you can clarify. And as I repeat in every class, you need to pay attention to know the things correctly and properly. So that's all for today's class. Thank you, children.